Great, greetings, thanks. It's great to see everybody out here. I've been working for the center for about 3.5 years, and I'm loving it. I love being involved with really smart people. It gets my thought process going, and we really have a true asset with our wastewater research and innovation facility, and I'm talking, this is humble beginnings to a regional test center. So early on, the Center for Clean Water Technology realized the need not only to generate good science, but a way to advance these technologies to market. So we talk about collaboration, and collaboration with industry professionals is key to our success. And one particular collaborator, Frank Russo, an engineer with H2M, was exactly what the center needed. Under Frank's guidance, the idea of a wastewater research and innovation facility we refer to as the WRF, became a reality. And Frank soon joined the center as assistant director, and he brought engineering expertise to the team. The center now had a facility not only to conduct benchtop and pilot scale systems, but we had a backyard that we can run 4 full-scale prototypes needed to advance the technologies to market. There's been many changes to the WRF over the years, from the build-out of the test trailers, the dedication of the WRF in 2019, and the first prototype installed in the ground during COVID, to present day with all the test cells being utilized. You saw these technologies that we highlighted, some of these advances, and the WRF is really the ideal environment to test these technologies, and meets our goal for developing novel on-site treatment technologies, not only for nitrogen, but also for phosphorus removal. And Chris mentioned that these particular technologies, that all of them have either received a patent is pending, or they're in the process of applying the patent. So it's no surprise that we run out of space real quickly in the yard. Well, Frank Russo also had envisioned the time would come when we would need to expand the facility, and plans began to develop for the next phase of the WRF. So phase 1 of the WRF expansion includes expanding our test cell capacity from 4 cells to 12 cells. The expanded capacity will allow the WRF to become a regional test center to advance IA technologies. The Center for Clean Water Technology will build the base infrastructure to feed the wastewater to the 8 new cells, and private companies looking to advance their technologies to the market can lease the cells, and the center will do the performance testing. It's expensive to bring new technology to market. Most states require NSF 245 certification prior to installing experimental systems, and this favors large established companies. So smaller startups with innovative ideas can have a difficulty entering the market. The WRF expansion will lower the barrier to advance these novel technologies into Suffolk County approval process. Well, now that we had a plan for the WRF expansion, we needed to lay out a detailed plan of how we're going to evaluate the new technologies. So our Technology Evaluation Program, or TEP, was born. This was developed in collaboration with Suffolk County Department of Health Services and New York State DEC, and it establishes a program to allow companies seeking to bring IA technologies to the market an alternate path of achieving Suffolk County's Article 19 pilot phase status by installing their systems at the WRF and following these TEP protocols. The program addresses sample testing requirements, frequency, performance evaluation criteria. We'll do base and stress test flows, and an unbiased opinion of the system's operation and maintenance requirements. So there's a lot of advantages of having a local test center, and it really helps develop the on-site wastewater treatment industry, thus increasing competition and lowering costs for homeowners and businesses. We'll attract, test, and evaluate new technologies in Suffolk County with unbiased, data-driven, science and technical evaluation, and a review of the system's inventors' claims for lower O&M. And it creates a national test center and thus recognizes New York State and Suffolk County as a leader in ground and surface water protection. We'd like to thank all those who've supported the center in our work, including County Executive Ed Romaine, Deputy County Executive Jennifer Youngst, the Suffolk County Legislatures, DPW Commissioner Charles Barther, and Governor Hochul and the DEC. And on a final note, I want to recognize the efforts of Frank Russo, who worked tirelessly on the WRF expansion plan and TE program. Frank, who recently retired from the center, had left a lasting legacy for us to build upon. So one of the systems that we have that's new, that we have testing at the WRF, is our Nitriflex system. And it sort of was born out of the idea that, we kept hearing people have, well, there's nothing wrong with my septic system. And there's a lot of these, so is there a way for us to convert your standard septic system into an IA system? So the Suffolk County's IA program, it establishes a standard of 19 milligrams per liter. Right now, it's a non-mandatory, except for new construction and major renovations. But most of the IA technologies require a large excavation and a full system replacement. So some of the things that we've been hearing, many homeowners are hesitant to upgrade due to property disruption and financial burden, and that slows the IA program adoption, especially if their septic system is in good physical condition. So there's approximately about 100,000 conventional septic tanks in Suffolk County installed after 1973 that can be considered candidates for a retrofit application. So what does a Nitriflex system look like? Well, we can retrofit any septic tank into a low nitrogen system that outperforms the current technologies for a fraction of the cost. We reuse the existing infrastructure, so there's less property taxes at a reduced cost. Right now, we're getting high performance, less than 15. Our target is to get it to 10 or below. It's a lightweight pods that get inserted through a manhole for easy install and maintenance. So the complete retrofit package is ready to install. It's going to include multiple pods with advanced biomedia chips, high efficiency quiet aerator, fine bubble diffuser, pre-assembled aeration manifold, valves, tubing, PVC, everything to convert your system. So what does a conventional septic tank look like? Well, basically it's a holding tank in the ground. There's a baffle wall, your wastewater comes in, you have solids are allowed to settle to the bottom, and any oils and greases float to the top. And then that clearer water would go to your leaching pool and drain into your soil. But conventional septic tanks do not remove nitrogen. So all IEA systems, or most of them, except for a few, all work on the same principle. By using a multi-chamber tank, we provide aeration to one chamber to stimulate the naturally occurring bacteria to convert ammonium to nitrates. That's called nitrification. And then another chamber with no oxygen to convert nitrates to nitrogen gas. That's called denitrification. So in the Nitriflex system, we easily convert your existing septic tank into that nitrification reactor, and then we follow it by the wood chip box polishing filter that Stuart had mentioned, which is very effective in achieving the denitrification. So by reusing the existing infrastructure, we reduce the cost and property disruption. So here's a picture of the Nitriflex system prototype we installed last June at the WRF. This was a standard septic tank. We wanted to make sure we were using standard equipment. It wasn't a special tank that had to be manufactured. Here's a picture of the pods. So the pods are inserted through the manhole. So they float inside the tank. So you insert the pod in the manhole, push it aside, put another pod in, push it aside until you have the prescribed number of pods for your specific treatment level. And then it's followed by a wood chip box polishing filter. And this is before the cover's on. So performance-wise, it's been great. Our total nitrogen is below the county standard. Right now, we're running at 15 milligrams per liter. We did have a problem this past winter, that really cold spell. We had an airline that broke underground. So we lost our nitrification. We lost our process So it took about a month to recover, about a month and a half, so we started seeing the performance in there. But we anticipate that those levels will come down eventually. So in summary, once this system achieves approval from Suffolk County, the Nitriflex system will be the only IA technology that can be used in a retrofit application. It's a high performance, and we anticipate it to be a fraction of the cost of the other systems. It's less property disruption, increasing homeowner acceptance. Thank you, and with that, I will introduce you to Niels Vogenborn, who will talk about the permeable reactive barriers.